Revelation 2173. From the 3rd of December 1941. Intervention of God necessary for the mature and undeveloped spiritual. God, in His infinite love, has decided to stop humanity's spiritual decline and uses people's wrong will to do so. That is what people do under the influence of the adversary is what God allows to become the cause of unspeakable suffering and bitter hardship in order to influence people's spiritual state. Humanity can no longer find its way back to God and is in greatest danger of being completely dominated by the adversary. And this determines God to intervene on His part, which, although it has extremely serious earthly consequences, can be beneficial for humanity in spiritual terms. Where there is suffering, God's love always expresses itself, even though this is not comprehensible to people. Earth is meant to be the Spirit's educational station, and it is, as well as earthly experience contributes towards placing the soul into the degree of maturity it needs for life in eternity. But people can also remain spiritually completely unimpressed by earthly experience, and this is the case when they have no faith in life after death, when they only regard earthly life as an end in itself and completely neglect the work on the soul. Then their earthly life has been lived in vain, and this unused earthly time can never be made up for or compensated for. And the effect of such an earthly life is so momentous that God takes pity on these souls and wants to help them before it is too late. And His assistance is seemingly a work of cruelty and yet decided by His greater than great love since eternity. God apparently destroys in order to save. He allows what people regard as a work of destruction to happen, but which in reality aims at spiritual development, spiritual progress, which indeed depends on the human being's free will, but is certain for countless beings which are still undeveloped, that is, which are at the beginning of their earthly career. For this gives them the possibility of higher development, and therefore God's intervention is joyfully welcomed by them. After all, they will be redeemed from an infinitely long captivity in the solid form. God's love wants to help every being, both the one which is still in the beginning of development as well as the already more mature spiritual, which is in greatest danger of not passing its test of earthly life. And therefore the coming event is inevitable, no matter how painful its effect, for there is still the possibility that people will come to realization and be saved from eternal ruin. For God's love struggles for every soul as long as it lives on earth, so that it will be spared unspeakable suffering in the beyond. Amen.